that's all the staples. Let's have a look at this beautiful frame. This is what I mean. San Diego Frame makes unbelievably beautiful bespoke frames. And it's heavy. It's really heavy. So let's see if we can get the painting in there. We just had a great talk with Peter Barabbas, the owner of San Diego Frames, who's told us that the company is changing hands soon and Peter will be retiring. Meet the new owner. This is David Twite.
One of two.
One of two.
With Andre, yeah.
So you and Andre are partners who work together?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your experience in the frame business, or what's your interest in the frame business going forward?
So 23 years ago, I joined a company called Terra Materials, and they owned a company called Hi-Jo Picture Frames.
How did you become involved or aware of San Diego Frame?
So a few years ago, in 2013, I became an owner of Terra Picture Frames, Frederick's Artist Canvas and all of that. My relationship with them ended about a year ago, and I was working with Andre at that time, and Andre's sister is Stephanie.
Ah, it all comes together.
It all comes together. So we had heard about this, and there was some interest in it. It's a great business. Obviously, the product is amazing, right?
Right, it sure is.
You know, and there's tons of value in it, and we both were interested in continuing sort of leveraging what we know. So the thing I see with this business is it serves a very interesting sort of niche, right? So wherever there's framing that exists, most of that's cut and joint framing, right? Yes. So you can get to a certain level of quality, but you really can't get to a super high level of quality.
Exactly, yeah.
So China does do, or Asian imports, they do have closed corner frames, but those come in standard sizes, and the sizes tend to be small, right? So you can get a good price on it. The quality is, you know, okay, so you're limited there. But where do you go to get a quality frame that your artwork demands, right?
Right.
How do you get that? So the thing that impresses me about this is every frame they make is to order, which means that there is no such thing as a custom size, right? So for people who are looking for a specific size and get closed corners, where else are you going to go?
Exactly.
Right.
There we go. That's the artwork. I'm going to put it there. What I am going to do is I'm going to take a photograph of this tag and this number that I'll print out on a piece of paper, and I'll put it on the back of the artwork in its new frame, so that provenance moves along with the painting. So here we are in the new frame. As you can see, San Diego Frame has just done a remarkable job. This is a beautiful frame fitting of that painting, or the painting is fitting of this frame now. As I said earlier, the right frame on a painting is like a pretty woman having her hair and makeup done, and she looks stunning. And this pretty woman looks absolutely stunning. What do you think, Charlie? What do you think? Is it good? That one.
There are some frame manufacturers where you can get a truly custom high-end frame, but they can cost you $1,000.
Easily.
Right. So the angle for this is, we leverage the cross-border relationship from a price perspective. And the pricing is really quite affordable for this level of quality. So our focus and our push is really going to be to provide an affordable level of quality for that market segment where it's really desired, right, or needed. A big area of that is artists who are trying to sell their work, right? So, they face all kinds of expense, and they don't often get the payment that all of their effort really deserves, right?
So they'll all understand that.
So building relationships there and establishing, a relationship where it's easy to do business. They can get a level of quality they can count on. They can get a level of customer service that understands them. So I think there's a market for it.
Well, it's interesting you say that, get a level of customer service that understands them, because so many of us have called a certain supplier and you get someone on the other end of the phone who really doesn't understand the business. They've got a script, they've got a catalog, but ask something unusual and they're kind of out of their depth. So there is, in my experience, there is a need for a company that makes these very bespoke, well-designed, well-finished picture frames. And there are artists out there who are looking for exactly that kind of thing. And I wouldn't buy anything but a San Diego frame for an original painting. And I think there's a lot of people out in my audience that feel the same way, artists that feel the same way. And not only artists, but the collectors out there. Many times I tell you not to change a frame on an old painting. But in this episode, I'm doing exactly that, because the frame was pretty well at the end of its life. The corners had widely gapped. It wasn't doing the picture any favors. So of course, we decided to order a new frame, and we did it from San Diego Frame. This is a place to come, people, if you want a really, really well done, bespoke picture frame for your piece of art. San Diego Frame.
What we're going to do is, there's lots of technology that we can employ now that will make our performance better. Better information, more timely, certainly better marketing, right? Certainly better, presentation of the frames and information so people understand what it is they're getting, and the ease of ordering and knowledge of where it is in the process.
sdframe.com, that's the new website address. It's David Twite and Andre
Hambolko
are your new hosts at San Diego Frame. Make an effort to get out here.
And Stephanie. Let's not forget Stephanie over there.
Yeah, and don't forget Stephanie. She's absolutely instrumental in making this place work. Did anybody tell you you look like Michael Richards?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Kramer. If you've been seeing this book and wondering who it's from, my name is John Sumner. I've spent a long time in the art world as a dealer, an appraiser, and as a working artist. I wrote a no-nonsense guide to buying art because I've seen how confusing and intimidating buying art can feel, even for people who genuinely love it. This book isn't about trends, and it's not about telling you what to buy. It's about learning how to look at art with a bit more confidence and trusting your own taste instead of second-guessing yourself. If that sounds helpful, you'll find the book in the link below. And if it's not for you, that's completely fine too.